Namaskar and a very pleasant good afternoon to all of you. I, Sangeeta Kaul, on behalf of DELNET Developing Library Network and E-Waste Recyclers India, EWRI, extends a very hearty welcome to each one of you for joining us today at the DELNET webinar, which is on best practices for e-waste management in institutions, being organized in collaboration with E-Waste Recyclers India, New Delhi. It's a profound privilege for us to welcome each one of you to today's webinar. At the very outset, on behalf of DELNET, I would like to extend our warm, sincere gratitude and thanks to Mrs. Sunita Arora, the CEO of E-Waste Recyclers India, for acceding to our request and joining hands with DELNET in organizing this webinar here. It's a profound privilege for me at the very outset to welcome our distinguished speakers of this afternoon, Mr. Amit Arora, the President Sustainability from EWRI. On behalf of DELNET and on behalf of each one of us, Amitji, we extend a very hearty welcome to you and thank you very much for being there with us this afternoon and for agreeing to share your vast expertise with each one of us. Thank you so very much. I also extend a very hearty welcome to Ms. Richa Vashisht, the Manager Corporate Relationships at EWRI. We welcome you, Richa, and it's indeed a wonderful pleasure for us to have you with us today. Thank you very much indeed. We extend a very warm welcome to all our librarians, library and information science professionals, the HODs, faculty members, researchers and scholars, students, who have been able to join us from different nooks and parts of the country and also from a number of other countries. It's a profound privilege for us to have you here with us today on this platform. Thank you so very much. I also would like to convey I would like to welcome my own colleagues who have joined us from the DELNET units at Bangalore, Pune, in Hyderabad, including my own colleagues here at our Delhi office. It's a pleasure for us to have each one of you here today. I would just like to mention that the very topic of today's webinar, which is on best practices for e-waste management in institutions, DELNET felt of organizing this session as an attempt from our side to sensitize our own library professionals and also the administrators of the institutions in managing the e-waste. There are laid down guidelines for it. The government of India has very proactively been working for it and has come out with a there are full-fledged regulations being in place, and we felt that our institutions must really make an attempt also to adhere to those guidelines, and because this would definitely be an inspiring thing on their part to adopt to the best practices which are in place. And EWRI, we are indeed much grateful that they have been able to accede to our request in joining hands, as they are contributing to the scenario for more than a decade now, and they are being involved at the various stages of e-waste management, which comprises not just simply the collection of the material, the refurbishings, the dismantling, the recycling, and also at the same time the disposing of the e-waste. And we in the institutions are more focused and we are more concerned as how to really dispose of the e-waste, which may be in the different forms. As more and more technological advances are happening, we are becoming more and more dependent on the technologies. So it happens that we are in the process also of building up the huge e-waste. So we must be really knowing about it, that what are the laid down guidelines for it, what are the policies, and how you can be among the institutions who are engaging in adopting these best practices for managing your e-waste in the institutions. It's a profound privilege for us once again to welcome our distinguished speaker, Mr. Amit Arora, the President Sustainability at EWRI, who holds a great experience and expertise on this subject, and also Mrs. Richa Vashishtha, the Manager of Corporate Relationship. I don't want to stand any further between Amitji, between you and our the attendees of the this afternoon, and I request you, and I take once again an immense pleasure in welcoming you, and we really look forward to the deliberations. It's over to you, Amitji.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me so much nice opportunity and selecting our company as a e-waste recycling company as the best company in India. And I welcome all my friends and sisters who are in this webinars, and want to share my expertise with you people regarding e-waste and what process and management we have to take care of while disposing, keeping, and handling any type of e-waste in our country. Further, I want to brief something about the e-waste first. What is e-waste? What we are using, any electronic devices, any electronic mobile phones, computers, monitors, or your appliances, air conditions, wires, anything that we are using in day-to-day life of ours is e-waste after it completes its shelf life. As and when it completes its necessity or its complete its aging, its complete its shelf life, it goes into the e-waste only. Because the e-waste policies come in 2007 in India, so we are just much new to this e-waste policy, and there are many things we have to take care of while disposing of or while handling of e-waste in a proper manner. There are different type of e-wastes, as I told you before also, and we can segregate these devices like in the mobile phones, computers, telecommunications, as per the categories decided by the CPCB. There are 7 categories: ITE 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So accordingly, we have divided or this e-waste types like mobile phones, computers, telecommunication, consumer electronics, monitors, scientific equipment, storage media, IT cables, UPS, etc. So we have to handle all type of e-waste in a different manners while keeping our monitors, or while keeping our fridge, while keeping our mobiles. There are different technical issues we are facing, and we are handling any type of e-waste is also a very good burden to us. But yes, we are here to solve it out, or any organized sector is there to solve it out in a better way, so it do not harm an environment. E-waste generation in India is on the very high scale because we have a population of 133 crores approx, and it generates at least 5 to 6 million uh, tons in e-waste in 2021. And now 2022 is coming, it is increasing day by day. Previously, we have seen that because of COVID, everybody started using electronic devices, networking devices in their home. So it is directly, indirectly, and its life and e-waste only. It is a asset for us. It is a equipment for us to communicating like mobile or laptops or anything. But after some time, it is going to the e-waste because the technology day by day changes. As we know, every year we are coming up with the new 3G, 4G, 5G networks. So it is outdated and it goes to the e-waste directly. And we have segregated these calculations of the e-waste like this. The IT and the home appliances is the maximum. It is around 70% of the e-waste. It comes from that only. And the telecommunication and electronic and medical, these are the because commercial or industrial things to use. So they are having different capacities like 12%, 8%, and 7%. These are the approx figures. Maybe some variation there. So, but as we also have the many good challenges like unorganized channels. The unorganized sectors, unorganized channels which are disposing e-waste directly or indirectly is also harmful to our environment. For that, CPCB, Ministry of Environment Forest, come with the policies while disposing any type of electronic waste, while handling any type of electronic waste. You have to go through certain regulations. You have to get some authorizations, and you have to maintain some decorum for that, like Form 2, Form 3, Form 6, etc. Or e-waste is very much hazardous, because that's why we are coming up with new policies. Because if we are using any capacitors or something, they are chemicals, they are toxics, they are in the CRTs or in the this air conditions or in the refrigerators. They are the gases. They are also released into the air and it pollute our air. Electronic products taking maximum space in the landfills also nowadays, because of the generation of electronic devices are so much using in the day-to-day life, and it's again end of life, it comes to the waste. And proper disposal is a challenge to us, our country, globally also it is a challenge. So we have to take certain things in our mind while disposing of the things, how to handle the things, how to we can use this waste into a proper or systematic manner, so it can be part of our circular economy. We can come out with some metals like iron, copper, aluminum, or some other things out of it. So it will be a very positive sense. We can reuse this, and as well as we are ending the electronic waste hazards in the environment. And there are maximum things we have shared, that how it is pollutant, like the occurrence of arsen, barium, cadmium in this chrome, cobalt insulators. Everything is having a good waste. So if we give a good shape to this, it is a very good asset to us or our economy also, as a circular economy. Whether if while disposing any type of waste, we outcome with many certain things like batteries, wires, precious metals, printed circuit boards, uh, casings, plastics, and other devices like some CFLs are there, some glass is there. So we have to take it all, sort out it all the things personally first in our facility. Then we have to take responsibility to how to dispose as per the environment norms. How we can reuse, as well as it do not harm the environment, as well as it can be part of circular economy, like I have shared just before. Importance of waste recycling. There are I told you the importance of the waste recycling is how it is good as to for the environment. While disposing any e-waste or any type of waste, it will be in a proper manner. It is always helpful to our next generation. As well as when we are disposing e-waste, we can use these metals for other manufacturing hubs. We can use this plastic for other products. So it is also become the part of the circular economy. So, and as well as one more major things which nowadays we are also facing challenges because of data war or data securities. The data keep in these or devices, all electronics, IT devices, or on the mobiles, which is 70% of the e-waste, is very much precious to me as a personal or as an organization. So we also take the responsibility while disposing of your e-waste. The data should be destroyed it fully and sanitize it fully, so it cannot be go into wrong hands or can be not be used as a misused. So it is also a good benefit to the disposal company. While disposing their e-waste, we also take responsibility of their data. There are e-waste management rules which are designed by the government of India as per the Ministry of Environment and Forest policy, which we have to follow up. It is initiated in 2006, then modified in 2007 and 8, now 2016, now 2018. As and when we are facing the challenges and what we have to make more comfortable and reliable while disposing of e-waste, and how more and more people join this e-waste mission directly or indirectly. These rules are coming up, and now in the 2016, the Ministry of Environment and Forest, with the help of with the coordination of CPCB, has added all the bulk consumers, central government, public sectors, institutions, even manufacturers, as well as importers into the e-waste mission, to be part of that directly or indirectly as a compulsory. So we request as our government is also insisting for same, and we are also having directly or indirectly some e-waste in our company or in organizations or even at home also. So we can be part of this mission, and we can destroy this proper in a fully organized way. So it will very good for our future or the next generation, as well as it will become the part of the circular economy. Being we can reuse this iron, aluminum, or copper or precious metals out of it coming up. And there are certain rules we have to follow up as per the CPCB, as and when we are having any type of e-waste with us as an organization. So we have to maintain the Form 2. In Form 2 is just like a stock book of e-waste, where you have to enter all your e-waste which you are generating in your last 3 months, 6 months, or 1 year, and you are keeping that e-waste with you, and you have to arrange a separate designated space for this e-waste as per the CPCB, where you have to put a board on the red board putting that e-waste. That can be a small corner or the big corner, depend on the waste generated by your company. So you can put that e-waste logo there, and there you can assign the e-waste, and you have to put stock register there as under Form 2 guidelines. And but one more thing, when you are keeping these e-waste with you, you have to dispose of it in 90 days of your disposals. So it is 180 days, but we suggest in 90 days because to maintain the circle. Because when you are disposing it of somebody like our as a authorized e-waste recycler company comes to you, then it issues you the form 6 against when the as a receipt. When we or any e-waste company lift any e-waste from your company, so they issue you form 6 on the basis of the form 2 which you are maintaining in your company. And after that, we also file the annual returns, and we also request, if you are the bulk consumer, you also go for the filing bulk returns under form 3 as per the CPC format. We also share the form 2, form 3 and form 6 format, and Delner will share that copies to you for the future, or you can directly download it from the CPC website. And when you are a company having the multiple offices across one state, you can say like that ki I have an office in Maharashtra, Mumbai, Kanagpur, and Aurangabad. So I have to maintain one all form 2 at every location. But while filing the return, I have to go state wise, because every state has its own CPCB, state pollution control body, where you have to file annual returns. So for Maharashtra you have to file different, for Karnataka you have to file different, for Delhi you have to file different, for Haryana you have to file different. So it works like that only. And again, I am saying the capacity where you can put your e-waste in your organization marking e-waste is 180 days. But we suggest all our clients it should be 90 days. So it should complete the process, because there's many big hurdles we face every corporate while disposing of any type of assets, any approvals, audits, and other finance removal of assets. So if we start in 90 days, it comes to around 120 days. E-waste, when we pick that material against form 6 from your company, then it goes to our facility directly. If it is a small quantity, it goes to our collection center first, then it goes, when it becomes bulk, or it goes with the multiple small quantity, to our facility. As and when it reach our facility, we weight that material and diagnose all the hard drives first out, because we have to take care of all hard drives and the mobiles first. So no any type of data leakage or brand leakage also. We also take responsibilities, like sometime your brand image is also there. So we take a special care, okay, while disposing of the things, so your brand logos should be recycled properly. There should not no any controversy or something like that. It can go in duplicacy or something. So it is, we are also assure you your data, your brand security, your environment policy, your you can say authorizations as per disposals as per the CPCB and Ministry of Environment and Forest. So we take off all your headache to us while disposing of your e-waste, because environment is also a challenge, as well as a company, my data is also a challenge, my brand security is also a challenge. Even some things comes in future regarding the new guidelines and anything, we also share our clients about the policies coming up in future, or the modification they will have to do while disposing of their e-waste in future. Here is the some figures, wow, how what we are the saving this while recycling. When we generate aluminum, how much kilowatts we are using? 14,000 kilowatts per 40 barrels of oil and everything to generate just small quantity of aluminum. But when we go through the recycling of e-waste, we can simply cut out while dismantling and just shredding or baling in this as a raw material, and we refine it is the 99.9% accuracy, the ingots we make out of this e-waste of yours. And again, it is beneficial in the planet and the earth also, while we are using this, as well as the same things applies on the plastic, office paper, or steels and glass also. While when we are coming up taking it this directly from the virgin aluminium from, or environment, or the, you can say, paper from our trees, or glasses from our products. So it takes a huge time and a huge cost to us. But when we are reusing it while disposing of e-waste as a dismantling part, it will be very easy and very much helpful to us to while getting so much of raw material very easily and at a reliable cost also. And it also uh, gives us a very good benefit like clean and green environment, environmental sustainability, electronic efficiency, because we are not using much electrical powers or something to dismantle the things. And it's because we are it is a part of the circular economy. It is also better for economic growth. As far as Indian government is also coming up with the policy ki when you are using the any raw material like aluminium in your industry or plastic in your industry, it should be 5 or 7 or 10% that they are discussing on the internal level ki should be come from the recycling industry. So it can be also in future as a challenge to that also. So it's we are, and government is also working on some policies while coming up in this generation of environment hazards that we are facing every day, the pollution and everything. So it's better to go with a proper organized way while using anything, while disposing anything. We should not go, or we should encourage our team or juniors also to recycle it in a proper friendly manner, so it can be beneficial for us, them, and their future and their kids and other generations, coming up generations. There are some challenges in every industry that we know how to maintain the records, how legal break to do, how these things to be handled, because they are big unorganized channels. Everybody is very easy and very comfortable. Okay, why I call some guy who comes from from 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers? I just call nearby kabadiwala or unorganized way, just dispose it off. I don't care who give me much more money or who is taking my assets very comfortably. Is also we see yes, my laziness or my comfortness. Yes, I dispose it, but it is harmful in the nature. Not today, maybe tomorrow, or you are not directly seeing it or attracted to it, but yes, it is harming us. When we dispose of any material like an unorganized way, it's always a challenge for us as a future, best future, or you can say. And collection system we are maintaining, we have pan India presence. Very easily we can go while disposing of the things. Just you have to just give a single call or mail to us or our team, and you can get all the things on the way. Within 48 hours we can complete all tier 1 and tier 2 cities liftings and of e-waste. And tier 3, tier 4, it takes 3 to 4 working days. And we have a good sourcing collection team which works not 24 hours but yes 16 hours in a day to collect and to keep track of all your material, properly pick up, properly pack up, and properly goes to the facility under a systematic manner, so it will be disposed of properly. And when it will be disposed in a proper way, when we give you a certificate of smile or certificate of destruction, so your assets are disposed of on a friendly, eco-friendly manners, so you are be happy. Even if you want, we also provide the separate certificate for your every hard drives we received or the mobiles we received under this, so it can be a part of the your asset, or you can say document part. So that means you have disposed of the things and you have a documentary evidence for that also. That is also good. We are also working for these things with many good companies and data centers for these. We are providing them the services like that. We are following some special standards while disposing of all your e-waste in our facilities. It is other than the authorizations and the approvals we received from the Central Pollution Control Board. We also work under the ISO norms We also take care of your OSAS norms, health measures, safety and health measures, as well as we also take the care of R2 standards. That is the American standard we follow at our facilities to keep all things in a proper systematic manner, all documentary evidence, all in-outs, proper payments of the things, cleaning, health, safety, security, and we also use semi-automatic system in our facilities. We use crusher dismantling tables with proper vacuumized dust collectors, balers, shredders, PCB recycling machine, and metal cuttings. We have shown some of the equipment to you, and we also take care of all assets in a proper jumbo box, and you can say jumbo bags after it will be shredded, or it will be baler, and so it will be part of the other industry as a raw material. And a little about EWRI. EWRI is just 12 years old company, and it is a woman entrepreneurship company, and we are presently having 4 recycling hubs in Delhi NCR. In Delhi, UP, and Haryana we are having, and coming up with in Gujarat and Maharashtra. And it is founded in 2007. As I told you, it's 12 years old company. And again, we have approvals from all the necessary bodies, and it is just a mission we started as a NGO, but we did not got the NGO approvals on time. So we started as a sole proprietorship company, as Sunita is taking care of this all industry. So, and we have get so much good responses in after that. So we converted more facilities, added more facilities and more centers across India to serve more and more people who are coming to us, as we are the one of the leader in this e-waste company, recycling company. And we take care of all your disposals in a safety, environment friendly, as well as data security and patent security banners. And we are providing right now the services like electronic recycling, e-waste recycling, data wiping and destructions, what everybody think of. Then reverse logistics, EPR services, PRO services, and office dismantling. Means sometimes our clients say, yes, we have to wind up everything, and or we are upgrading the things to be. So we provide every services on their A to Z services at their office, and it is a service oriented company. We cannot say no to our clients because he comes to us for a proper best and uh, you can say organized way of disposal of anything. So we have to take care of everything while disposing of their all material which we receive from them. And we also run time by time the events, awareness programs, because e-waste is not nowadays many people, or you can say maximum people knows, but when we started that time, e-waste is not new in the market. So we regularly run awareness programs. Now also we are running in many societies, trade fair, exhibitions, and events we are conducting day by day, as well as we also providing e-waste bins to our societies, or you can say companies, corporates, and campus for storing their e-waste in that as a environment friendly manner, as well as motivating the staff while disposing their e-waste. We also added a policy under which we are also giving the certificate on site who is taking the pledge regarding he dispose the e-waste in an environment friendly manner. So we online register him as and provide the online certificate. Yes, he is part of a proper disposal to motivate our team, to motivate our country. Yes, you have to go in a proper environment friendly manner. It's e-waste is there. You have to go it very seriously. You have to while disposing it off. The some of the events with Gautam Gambhir ji and Mr. Chung and Mr. Yogi, we have and Mr. This Naveen ji, we have conducted, and many other events we are doing every day and every day. Now, right now also we are doing full Big Bazaar event in Delhi. Around 10 centers in Big Bazaar we are conducting events right now also. So it's a we feel or honor feel as just proud while doing this type of awareness program, because her majorly interest is how and on more and more people get awareness about the e-waste and how it can be disposed of in a proper environment friendly manner. And again CPCB or Central Pollution Control Board also coming up with the policies. They are pushing everybody directly, indirectly, forcefully come up in this mission and provide disposing of your e-waste. So it's better for both vice versa. Means it's again mental satisfaction to me as well as moral satisfaction to me as well as you can say we are follow up the guidelines issued by the CPCB or MOEF while disposing of e-waste. So I understand this is a very good mission to join and very good thing to while disposing of our e-waste, because nowadays if you see the municipal corporation are also coming up, you have to keep green, red, blue bins in your home also. Previously you have seen these bins in hospitals only. Now everybody is pressuring you, yes, in home also you have to do this. Like globally it is doing in every, you can say, developed country. You while that yes, green bean is they pick on Monday or blue on Tuesday or another on the Thursday or Wednesday. They have fixed their days. So it's better key if we are upgraded timely, and it is also better in the interest of our self as well as our future as well as environment. So I welcome all of you to be a part of this environment mission, and we are here to help you out in any type of advice, consultancy, or support you require from our end. And ma'am is also there to help us out. Rest anything,
Excellent. Yeah.
please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Amit, for sensitizing and giving us very beautiful, wonderful insights. I just would like to mention and would request you if you can just put a little focus on these forms that you were discussing, which are available, I believe, on Central Pollution Control Board's website. If you can just if Richa can just show the site, because that would be that how our institutions or those who are at the helm of affairs for keeping a track of the e-waste getting generated in the specified forms, which are as per the regulations of the government. So if we can just show them even on the website of CPCB, or what are those documents, if you can just put a little focus on that, the way in which the institutions have to keep a track of their e-waste, which they really want to dispose of. If you can just show it to them, that would be really nice. And from where they can download these forms.
They can download their forms from the CPCB direct site directly, or we can mail you and you can forward it to everybody they are interested. Further, the initially steps in any organization they have to do, they have to make a simple one agreement with any recycler they are interested with while for disposing of their e-waste. So they have the agreement, mutually agreement with them. Yes, as and when e-waste generated, we will dispose it of properly manner. Because as and when some pollution CPCB or state pollution control board body auditor comes to you, so you can easily to show them, yes, I have an agreement with this body for disposing of my e-waste. And after that you have to design one space in your corner or any other space which is not useful to you for keeping all type of e-waste, as I told you before also, and mark it in red color. Yes, e-waste is there, and you have to put all your e-waste if you generate at that corner, and you have to maintain in a form 2. Form 2 is a stock register which you have to use to maintain all type of data you generate in e-waste. And as and when you are entering this any type, or when you are keeping this any type of e-waste there in the corner or the space, the store you have decided, so you have to maintain form 2, as well as you have to take care of that as and when you enter that e-waste in that form 2, you have to dispose it in 180 days maximum. So we suggest you have to start activity after 90 days. So it can be completed, because in organization we are facing, it takes 30 to 50 days while making the documents and approvals from the finance, commercials and other sector, and deciding that some things it goes in this category or that category. So and after doing this activity, you have to maintain all your data state wise. And then when you are giving this material to the e-waste recyclers, you have to take form 6 from the e-waste recyclers. Yes, form 6 is the receiving of the e-waste recycler. He had picked the material from your site and he issued the form 6 to you. So form 6 is the manifest that while moving, how we have to moving, it is a gate pass copy, right? One we give to you, one we send to the pollution control board body, one maintained by the transporter. There are 5-6 copies in that. So and after that, when you collect all the form 6 with you state wise, you have to file return annually up to 31st March. By 30th June of every year to the local state pollution control body in shape of form 3. That is the format decided by the central pollution control board, the form 3, how you file this annual return. If you want any help, we also there to help you out. Otherwise it is very simple and very small, one single page thing. And uh, every state has to be different. Means I told you again, Maharashtra is different, Bangalore is different, Karnataka is different, and this Tamil Nadu is different, Delhi is different, and Haryana is different. So and you have to keep this agreement form 2 and form 3 copy and form 6 copy in your record. If any show cause notice or any inquiry came from the any pollution control board officer or something, so you have to maintain that also. So it's very easy. And as well as it also give a satisfaction to you while disposing of your waste. As and when it complete the things, the recycler also issue the certificate. Yes, he taken the material, is properly disposed of, and he give you a certification of that.
Amitji, one more question before we make the floor open for questions from our attendees. Is it mandatory for all kind of institutions? You had pointed it out also in your earlier slide that all kind of, whether it's a corporate sector, academic institute, any kind of an institution, anyone whosoever is generating, manufacturers and others, is it mandatory for all of them, or is it a kind of, some kind of that how much are you generating? The least e-waste that you are generating, beyond that only you have to get this entire e-waste disposal to be done in a proper manner? Or is it mandatory for, irrespective of the fact that how much you are generating the e-waste? Is there any kind of, means have they put in any kind of a limitation that if you have lesser than this, you can think about? Because that may be a concern for many of the institutions, that how much of the e-waste are they? It's an e-waste is an e-waste, whether it's one single mobile phone or if there are 30 computers, which are obsolete, no longer in use, and someone wants to dispose them off.
Right now it is like a GST number. If you're taking in a business your GST number, you should also maintain the record of your e-waste, and you have to file return also. But yes,
okay,
if you are generating very less and you are not so much generating e-waste, you can go with a simple agreement with any recycler and dispose of it through that only, and you can to maintain the data. But yes, if you are generating the more or your strength is much more, so you have to take care of your offices are much more. So anytime the pollution control board can question you, you have to answer that queries, because as per them, they did not define it right now. They're saying the consumer or bulk consumer. Everybody comes in that who is owning the company.
Okay, fine. One more question, Amitji, and that's to find it out whether at EWRI, it does happen at times we may not be using the computers, which may be really useful for those who have no access. And we are seeing it in this pandemic times, how, this digital divide has happened, means whether we talk about in various, stratas all across we have encountered. So whether at EWRI, whatsoever has been given, even a computer, for example, which may not hold good for an organization to work on and they want to dispose of, but as you as a recycler, do you have any tie-ups with any of the kind of NGOs who may be working, wherein those computers can be given to the, let's say, even to the children who may like to use it, and it may be useful to them? Do you have any tie-ups at EWRI, or you just recycle them?
Recycle them only, because we do not go with that, because maximum clients are with us are the blue chip companies. They are much more concerned about the data concerns. If they want to donate or something, they can do at their end, or they can go at some of our companies with attached with us. They go with the monetary value. They say, okay, Amit, we are giving this e-waste to you. Just what you are giving to us directly give to this NGO. Because
Okay, that's the aspect. Yeah. That's the one of the thing, because we also want to see at times both the things, that we really want to see if someone else would like to do. But yes, there are concerns. The digital data concerns are the most important ones, because you do have the hard disk in that, and who is going to have an access to those kind of things. But yes, at the other side of it also, that there are organizations under the CSR also, corporate social responsibility, they are giving away to a number of other organizations, or to a particular, for a particular cause they are doing it. But I was just wanting to know, because this is to find it out, that what really happens. Is there anything else other than the recycling when we give you the e-waste? So, but you don't, EWRI doesn't engage in doing any those kind of things, right?
Because in that also one more challenge we are facing, we can give it today, after 3 days or 4 days it is not running, or it is having some equipment problem, part problem or something. Because any e-waste comes to us, it always come to us after 3 or 5 years. If you have taken any computer 5 years back and now you are donating to somebody and it is not
Yeah,
working,
it is
you are not able to get its parts also. So
exactly,
again, it's
yes.
again a big challenge to us, because we have taken the e-waste and we have passed that e-waste to somebody else.
Because it's also being, the developing countries are also encountering that problem. I think you may like to say something about it, wherein developing countries are being used as a dumping grounds for these e-waste, and which becomes a problem for the countries to manage that, and then there are health hazards which are happening, the pollution which is getting generated, health hazards are being happening, and that's again yet another. So that e-waste is not being generated from those developing countries, but those particular countries are being used for as a dumping grounds for the e-waste coming from different nooks and parts of the world. That's
Yes.
again a kind of a concern.
Previously, they are disposing under the sea also. Now they have taken the bulk area, some grounds. They are keeping that e-waste. After that, they are putting a shutters. But they are, because the manpower in India is comparatively very less price, so we can easily take maximum out of it. So it's again part of the circular economy. But across India, if you go abroad in US or Canada or some Australian country or UK, their manpower is very much costly. While taking the things out, it's become a big challenge to them. So they just keep in the bank, you can say bulk at any ground and dump it out anywhere, and they dispose it accordingly to any vendor across in for South Africa countries or any countries. They had recycled.
Those concerns there. Thank you very much, Amitji, and thank you very much. Indeed, it was a highly enriching and informative talk by you. And we could see that already. I can see a lot many questions being posted in the chat box. You have definitely generated much interest. We are now making the floor open with the permission of our distinguished speaker. We are making the floor now open for questions. You are most welcome to raise your digital hand if you want to ask any questions. Definitely, there would be questions that you may like to pose to our speaker, or you can use the chat box. So firstly, I'm starting off with the audio connection. If you want to ask any question in the audio mode, please raise your digital hand, and I'm glancing through the list alphabetically and would like to give you an audio control so that you can ask. And then we will take the questions posted in the chat box, and we'll make it sure that each and every query of yours gets answered by our very distinguished speaker. I'm requesting Chavi Kiran. Chavi Kiran, yes, I have unmuted you. Please introduce yourself and ask the question.
A very good
Chavi Kiran,
afternoon. I hope I'm clearly audible to you.
yeah, very much, very much. Chavi, if you can introduce yourself, we would appreciate that.
Sure, ma'am. I am working as an assistant professor at Sanatan Dharm College, Ambala, Kant, Haryana.
Welcome.
Yeah. So, a very good afternoon to everyone. So, I had a couple of questions. First of all, thank you so much for such an elaborative presentation regarding the electronic waste and how we can manage it. Sir, at institutional level, you have told that we can connect with you and, we can get the content recycled and whatever process you are following. So what will be required from our end? Should we have a list, or what items are included there? How do we go about it?
All any other questions, ma'am?
Not so far, sir.
Okay. Anything which you are using and which have the wire inside, which goes the any type of electricity connections inside. And after completing its shelf life or out of technology, it becomes e-waste. It may be your cell phone, it may be your lamp, it may be your fan, it may be your computer. And these all type of e-waste is this, and you have to check it out what type of e-waste you are having right now.
Okay, so the first step
No,
for connecting with
Amit, the thing is, what Ms. Shavi is wanting to know, is there any prescribed format? You have said that Form 2 and other things. I think Richa may like to say something.
Yeah.
Any prescribed format in which they should create their inventory, the entire inventory of the e-waste that they may consider like, which is obsolete now and they want to dispose of. So, Richa, you may like to say something, please.
So what any institution level, you have to first make your inventory that whatever the waste you want to dispose of, all the as sir has told you, all materials, all the assets that are as your e-waste. So you have to make an inventory, and if it is like laptop or desktop, a proper inventory, like because there will be hard disk also. So what type of hard disk do you have, because we have to degauss that, we have to clean the data also. So all the detailed list of inventory that has to be shared to us. After the inventory has been shared, we will be physically inspecting the assets, whatever type of assets you have, so that we can give the monetary proposals for the disposal. So we will be sharing you that things. The proposal will be shared from our team, and we will share the timelines also, like after your proposal, after the proposal has been approved, then what time we will be coming, and what are the timelines from the forms, that all the compliances we will be fulfilling against that e-waste. Because when sometimes institution give us the sheets, there, as we told in the presentation also, there are different types of e-waste, and each type of e-waste has each of like different process to recycle that. So that way we will be segregating the list, and as per the assets also, you can have the general waste also. Sometimes the institution gives that we have this general waste, or we have this apart from the e-waste also. So we will share you the proposal. Once that has been approved, our team will come for picking up the waste as per the norms, as per the rules described by the pollution control board. We will be picking up, we will be at the time of pickup, as sir has told, there are different compliances like form 6 and form 2. So at the time of pickup of the material, we will be sharing you the form 6. These are 4 copies of form 6, so 2 copies will be given to the client. So we will be sharing the copies of form 6. Then post that, the client has to maintain the form 2 with respect to that form 6. And after 15-20 days, we will be like, obviously we will be transferring the material, like she has said she is in Ambala. So from Ambala, we will be transferring all the e-waste collected in a closed truck to our facility, where that material will be disposed of, recycled and dismantled. All the things process will be done. It takes generally around 15 to 20 days. Post that, we will be sharing the green certificate with the client that yes, your material, this was the weight of the material, this has been properly disposed of. We will be giving you the green certificate. So client has to means store that form 6 with them. With reference to that form 6, they will be generating their form 2, or if they want any help, we can help them in filling up that form 2 with respect to that e-waste. So in a year, whenever the waste has been done, so they have to maintain all those in those form 2. And after 1 year, like sir has said, the year goes like April to March. So once April to March, whatever the waste they have, the number of times the waste they have disposed, either they have done 1 time or they have disposed it like 2 times. So the number of form 6 they are having with reference to that form 2, that all have to maintain in form 3, that will be filed up in pollution control board after the March and before June. So 30th June is the last date of filing the return. This way the whole process goes on.
Okay,
Richard,
thank you so much,
Richard, just
Rishama.
thanks. Thank you very much, Amit. This is Richard. Just to ask you one further question, 2 questions, in fact. Number one is there any prescribed format? This is in continuation to the question asked by Chavi, to create that inventory, because I could see in the chat box also a couple of our colleagues would like to know about it. Do you have any, set form for it that you pass it on and says you create your inventory?
There is not a set format, because if you say there is thousands of material in the e-waste
Categories are
things,
different. Categories may be different.
so what the things are, there are very small things also. Sometimes the client say, I am it's the total scrap. I don't have the counting. If you say, suppose you have the total scrap, that store is filled up, so I don't know, you have to take in the kgs. You come and pick it up and
Okay, fine enough. We are all the library and information science professionals. We do know how to create, kind of a repository. So it's like creating a category, creating, they may have a serial number because you would like to see what's the serial number of that system, what all has been there, when did they purchase it, all those kinds of things to see that it is now obsolete, not in use.
wait.
It cannot
Sometimes
be. Yeah. So yeah.
the client says like,
Yes, Richard. Richard, you are not audible.
yeah.
Richard.
So
Richard, not audible. Yeah, I think some network connection because
yeah.
it's better. It's better. Yes.
Yeah. Now it's fine. Am I audible?
It's fine. Yes, very much, Richard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like you can give in the count of the assets, or if the scrap is total scrap is the kg of the assets, if lights are there, so there are so many things. So there is not a prescribed form.
Perfectly
Generally
fine.
we take
Perfectly
that.
fine. Perfectly fine,
Okay.
Richard. Not many questions. I'm sorry for interrupting you on this. And one more question,
Sure.
I think you need to clarify about it to all our attendees, because when you take this, I believe EWRI does pay back to the institution, to back to the to the organization who has given that e-waste, right? Correct me if
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. So clarify on this.
I didn't get you.
No, Richard, what I'm trying to say is that let's say an institution, let's say DELNET has given an e-waste to you. Okay, we have done it, in fact. And so what happens is that EWRI would be paying, towards that e-waste, whatsoever is the costing, right?
Yeah, it depends on the.
It depends on the material, the evaluation of the costing would be there. The institution would not be paying any money to EWRI for taking away that e-waste, right?
Actually, if to be so, it's in the broader way. If you say, it depends on situation, the material, the amount of material. Because see, when we are the location also, when we are lifting the material, we are transporting it from the client location to our facility. Okay, so what if the quantity of material is more or less? So our logistic cost is also there. So it all depends on the situation,
Okay,
the
perfectly
quantity.
fine, perfectly fine. That's pretty fine. That's pretty fine. Now here
Yeah.
in comes Amitji, the questions for you. Number one question: what is the minimum limit of our e-waste to apply to EWRI? Is there any minimum amount of e-waste that this is a question coming in from Krishna Priya N. Krishna Priya and one of the attendees saying that what is the minimum limit of our e-waste to apply and approach EWRI? Amitji, would you like to say something?
It should be at least 500 kg as we suggest for any commercial value. If it is less than that, then you can give up 100 200 kg also, but we do not pay you any monetary value for that. If again it is less than 100 kg, we are going to charge you for picking and disposing of as a logistic charges for that. Depends how much collection you have, because we have to come out or break even out of it only, the recovery of the
Perfectly fine, perfectly fine. There is Mr. Dinesh Jadhav who may like to ask a question. Mr. Dinesh Jadhav, I have unmuted you. Quickly unmute yourself and ask your question. Mr. Dinesh Jadhav, please unmute yourself if you may like to ask a question. I think Dinesh is not wanting or perhaps not able to do it. Let me quickly move on to our next attendee who may like to ask a question. I can see in the chat box there are a couple of questions, but let's firstly go through this audio mode. Dr. Venkata Subbarao. Dr. Venkata Subbarao, I have unmuted you. Please unmute yourself and ask your question. Dr. Venkata Subbarao M. Dr. Venkata Subbarao M, could you please unmute yourself? He's not able to do. Let me just move quickly to the next of our attendee who is wanting. We have Hina Dora. Hina Dora. Hina, yes, we are connected, Hina. Hina, we are connected right now. Please kindly go ahead and ask your question. Hina Dora. Hina, we are connected. Could you please ask your question? Hina Dora. I'm just trying once again, Hina. Hina, can you hear me? Hina Dora, this is for Hina Dora. No, Hina is not able to do. Let me go to the next of our attendee and just quickly, we have Kasimanisi. Mr. Kasimanisi. Mr. Kasimani, could you please unmute yourself to ask your question? Mr. Kasimanisi. I'm sorry, I will just try for twice. If that doesn't happen, we have Kusum Lata. Kusum Lata, could you please ask your question? Yes, we are connected, Kusum. Yes, Kusum Lata, could you please ask your question? Not able to figure out what exactly is the issue. Mahesh Chandra Sati, Mr. Mahesh Chandra Sati. Yes, Mr. Mahesh, we are connected. Mr. Mahesh. Mr. Mahesh Chandra Sati, we are connected. Mr. Mahesh, you can ask your question. Just moving along to see.
I think so. Anybody who's online should raise the query. It's better.
No, yeah, no, there are a couple of questions being there in the chat box also. Not many questions in the chat box is. Mr.
Please answer that first.
Yeah, Mr. Chetan Matade, Mr. Chetan, wanting to tell you, we are not able to see any audio device with your connection. You have to re-log in again. This is for Mr. Chetan Matade. Please log out and log in again because no audio connection. It's showing it with your device. We are just about to complete glancing through this entire list. We can see here Mr. N. Ramarao from Gudavaleru Engineering College. Mr. N. Ramarao, Gudavaleru Engineering College, could you please unmute yourself, Mr. Ramarao N? Mr. Ramarao N, you have raised your hand. If you want to ask a question, please unmute yourself. This is to tell you for unmuting yourself, just you have to click on to that digital hand which you are seeing it, and you will get unmuted. There is a microphone which appears. We are just, Mr. Selvam M. Mr. Selvam M. Selvam M. Not able to do it. Let me now go to we have one more hand which I'm able to see, because if you don't give, then they are going to text me saying that, madam, you didn't see our digital hand. So I have to say that, yes, I had tried connecting with you. Mr. Vikash Dhyani. Vikash Dhyani, Vikash, could you please unmute yourself? This is for Vikash Dhyani. Vikash Dhyani, could you please unmute yourself? I have to now mute you because you have not been able to do. I'm coming now to our chat box to see the questions, and we have our attendees in great appreciation, Amitji, for you and Richa for this wonderful session. Okay, there is a question from Mr. Satish KT, who is wanting to know, individual institutions can keep disposable machines, or they need to consult agencies who are doing the same for recycling the e-waste.
No, yeah. Individual institution, because as sir has told, as per the e-waste rules, you have to take lot many permissions from the pollution control board. You can't set up a recycling facility without the approvals from your pollution control board, apart from the business setup or industrial setup. First you have to take so there are some regulations, there are some standards that you have to fulfill. So you can't put a recycling machine at any individual level. You have to give up a tie-up with or an agreement with any of the recyclers only. For through them only you can recycle, because the validity, the pollution control board says, it's through the authorized recyclers that has proper certification. So whenever any institute or any company is disposing a material, is calling a material disposer for the recycler, they have to first check the authorization from the pollution control board. They have to ask some of the certificates that pollution control board gives to the recycling companies. They have to check that validity of those certificates, then only they have to give the material for that company for the disposal.
Thank you, Richa, for this. And the same concern was also raised by Mr. Ramakrishna Bhattacharya. He had the same concern that can they set it up something in their own institution. And Amitji, number of our attendees would like to have your presentation, the PPT file that we could see that can send us the presentation file. So that's a request coming in. Is there any time frame for declaring any electronic item as end of life? This was asked by Mohammad Ishaq Lone from Kashmir. Any specific time frame for declaring any electronic item as end of life? Your take on this, Amit or Richa?
Yeah, there is time, sir. As sir has told, no, you can go to the website like e-waste management rules. Now the 2019, their EPR values are there, the extended producer responsibility, in which they say that these materials become out of shelf life for that. But some of the assets you can say like laptop or desktop or something, you can say the IT assets. Generally, it depends on the companies to companies also, their renewal policies also.
Thank you very much. This question is coming from Dr. Sudhir Kumar Jaina, who is wanting to know, can the e-waste be misused, hacked, he said, but can be misused after it is thrown away? Amitji, that you had deliberated on this part, but how do you safeguard that there is no misuse of those data which is there? You had, covered a bit, in your presentation, but if you would like to add on something more to it, because there is a concern from Dr. Sudhir Kumar Jaina on this.
So we have like different machines are there. See, when you have all the technical persons are there, data is in the magnetic stored in the form of magnetic storage. So what we have the different machines like wiping machines and the degaussing machines, which delete the data, which delete the magnetic storing capacity of that hard drive. So when the magnetic field is destroyed, so no data is retrieved. If a company wants, then we have, apart from that, after the degaussing, we can have the we do the shredding of the hard disk. We have the shredder machine at our facility. We put the hard disk into that, and that shred the hard disk into small particles. So nothing is left. So if hard disk is not, yeah.
We do hope that it's not further leading to any further waste generation or the air pollution or anything happening. No, not really, Richa. Yeah, okay, perfectly. Because further, the process should not be creating any kind of a pollution, we believe. And but this is the best of the technologies, you must be. This is a very pertinent question being asked by Krishna Priya and saying that, sir, the certificate of destruction provided by EWRI, is it being certified under any board or authority? The certificate of destruction being provided, is it under any board or authority? But that's an effort. Amitji, you may like to say something.
We are certified by the Pollution Control Board for disposing of this e-waste, and we have certain capacity with us. See, means we can dispose of 100 metric ton or 500 metric tons. They allowed us the capacity depend on the size of our plant. On the basis of that, we issue the certificate further. So we are doing it on our behalf, but we are representing any pollution control block and on the back end as a back end body. So it works like that only, because everybody wants some type of assurance in their records. Because every time the pollution control boards or any institution do not come, yes, you have disposed of 200 kg or 500 kg material. Now we are give you certificate. It cannot be possible. They given us, allotted us the capacity and given us that capacity to us. On that basis, we issue the certificates.
Thank you very much for this. And that's definitely to appreciate also, the initiative being taken by them, as a following certain rules and guidelines. So that's pretty fine. This question is coming in now from Mr. Manoj Patel, who is saying that, sir, I'm from a management institution. Can we process for 30 computers, keyboards, printers, and mouse? Yeah. Can they think about only 30 they have and then they want to dispose it off? Yeah, Richa, what would you like to convey to Mr. Manoj?
As sir told, there are like the weight is there, but we can dispose. It's not like that. The monetary value depends, only the basic is monetary, but we can help in that disposal of 30 laptops. That's not a problem.
Fine. This question is from Mahesh Chandra Sati, who is wanting to know what are the main parameters for starting, any association with EWRI. They straight away can write to you about it. Mr. Mahesh, you are most welcome. Mr. Mahesh is from GP Pant Institute, from Almora, yes, and he's wanting to see, so do you have in Uttarakhand, if do you have any of your units who can be of help, Richa?
We have, as sir has told you, we have the collection centers and we have the tie-ups with the transporter and logistic companies. So whatever the
Okay,
material at any place pan India, we will be sending our
okay.
team. Yeah, so they will be
And
picking up the.
yes, sure. The other question is also the very next question, which is being linked up in a way with the question by Mahesh, and this is from Sophia Madeline. And Sophia is wanting to know how long does it take to, for someone to come and to, have a look at their collections and all that. What is the timeline that we think about?
That see Delhi NCR or nearby region Mumbai, the metro cities, it's just 1 day 2 days time, and it's like if it is far flung also, then it is like between 48 to hours, 48 to 72 hours. We generally take them because see we have the schedules also, we have our schedules of the team, so we just see the schedules of the team, then we align. And sometimes the company also say, when we say we are sending the maybe the person who has to see the make the sets, who is the responsible for showing the store in charge or the other IT guy, he may or may not be available. So we can't give any, means we try to do it in like 2 to 3 days complete, but it depends on the situation, the type of timeline and the schedules also. That's only the thing.
Perfect, perfect. And the same question again being asked by Sophia Madeline, wanting to know, are there any minimum capacity limits for any disposal, of this e-waste, any size or anything? But as you said, no, it can be. When even the 30 systems can be disposed of, so we can think about perfectly fine. Number of our attendees wanting to get the presentation file. So we would be glad to share the list of all the attendees, Amitji, with you and Richa, and we request you to let our professional colleagues knows about your contacts, so that whosoever would like to get in touch, it would really be for individual students facing e-waste due to, okay, this is a question from Aishwarya Shrivastava, and it looks like Aishwarya is a young bright student, maybe a library science student, wanting to see, is there any facility of disposing for any kind of an e-waste as at an individual level? She is wanting to know, that if as but Aishwarya, firstly, I would just like to know that even in a city like Delhi, the municipal corporation, let's say we talk about South Delhi Municipal Corporation, they do have initiatives now for the general masses to dispose of their e-waste. They have launched those kind of initiatives. But Amit ji or Richa, would you like to say whether you accept any requests from the individuals also for it? But what is the
Yeah,
kind of, and then it would not be.
in Delhi NCR we do like sir has told. Currently in Delhi NCR we have our program at Big Bazaar. So the person can go to Big Bazaar, he can put their e-waste. We have our bins, we have our teams there, so they can dispose it of there. So
Okay, now let me correct it. Let me correct myself. This is Aishwarya Shrivastava. Now Aishwarya has written that Aishwarya is a librarian at St. Emma Jaipuria School in Lucknow. And when she's saying about the individual students, she is referring to the school students, because the student community is the one who largely makes use. So are you doing anything, any tie-ups with the schools, sensitizing them, and then making that as a hub for collecting all this e-waste, from the art? And the younger generation has more, they don't keep it. Those who are a little more oldies, we would like to keep the, maybe the mobiles or the laptops for a longer time, but their retention period is very less. A new model comes and they would forget about using the one. They always look for when the new one is coming in. So I think in the schools, that kind of an issue, definitely, if the schools can become. So any initiatives, Richa or Amit, would you like to say?
We are doing even the awareness programs. We are doing in companies also, we are doing in schools also, we are giving them seminars also. And even what we have seen shown in the slides also, we have the bins also, so we can have the tie-up, but we have to get the tie-up with the school level. At that point we can keep our bins there, and a school authority or a school, any person from the school can make the list of the asset that each individual is giving, putting into the bin, so that we can give them the certificate once we get collected. So we can have like a bin placed there for 1 week, or say, or the 15 days, like a drive, can e-waste drive we can run in any school, where the students can bring their e-waste from their homes or whatever they want to dispose of. They can bring it, they can notify it that this person, this class, this roll number has given this much of e-waste, so that we can later on certify that when we are disposing that, we can at the individual level at our side, because we are doing these drives, so at our side to motivate those students, we will be giving them a certificate at the individual level.
Great, that's really nice. But are you doing anything currently, just to ask you, Richa, any tie-ups like this? But yes, for the last, I think, we are waiting for the students to come back to the schools and to be there, in the physical environment. So we wish and pray that everything.
Drives, Delhi NCR also, we even in the not at the school, not even in that school level, we are doing it at the society level, the RWA level, even we are doing it the company level also, because see, company is disposing their waste, only the company's waste, but to motivate the employees also. So we are doing these from last COVID time, so it was like
exactly. But we could see that we have Dr. Navkiran Kaur, who says that yes, this is indeed appreciating that you have sensitized them, and also this is an issue being encountered both at the institutional, also at the personal levels, at the household levels. And as you said, you are also doing for the residential societies and making the people aware about it. That's also very important, and that has been also our concern in having this program, to sensitize them. It's not like giving that waste to a scrap dealer. That's not the way. That's not really the way. And then there are certain guidelines which are already in place. Government is keen enough that, and we should also play a very responsible role when we are in the institutions. We should also very proactively be the ones to come forward and adopt these best practices. That's really great. With your we'll just take 2 minutes more, because I know that you are also running short of time. We just want to see to it if there are any, because we don't want to see that if any questions remain unanswered. So this is just a last attempt to see if there are any unanswered questions, and someone whose hand still someone is wanting to ask. This is Akanksha. Akanksha, I'm trying to establish a connect with you. Have unmuted you, requesting you unmute yourself. If you really want to, we would really like to listen your question, because many of us will get benefited with this. Akanksha, I believe you are not able to do that. Just alphabetically, quickly going, and from A to Z have crossed B, have crossed C, and this is Mr. Dinesh Jadhav. Mr. Dinesh Jadhav, yet another attempt quickly to ask you, because I had lowered the hand, you have again raised it. That means you are very much there and again wanting to ask a question. So Mr. Dinesh Jadhav, could you please unmute yourself if you want to ask a question? Mr. Dinesh Jadhav? No, it seems no, Dinesh, you have not been able to do. Still, you have a chance. Post your message in the chat box. Dr. Rajendra Mohan Day. Dr. Rajendra Mohan Day, could you please unmute yourself if you want to ask a question? Dr. Rajendra Mohan Day? I believe no, because he lowered the hand. The moment I think you were trying to see that what this particular option would do. It happens in the digital environment, So Jyotika Nanda Das. Jyotika Nanda Das, I have unmuted you. Please unmute yourself. Jyotika Nanda Das, could you please unmute yourself and ask your question? We don't really want to miss out. Mr. Jyotika Nanda Das, no, not able to do it. Let's move quickly from J to, this is for Kapil. Kapil, firstly would like to say that you are going to get a certificate in the name of Kapil, because in the forename and the surname, you have put your name Kapil. And if you have just one name that you use, and this is for everyone who is listening to this, in the second, you just put a dot, because system otherwise would not allow you to do. So Kapil dot would be the certificate. Right now it's Kapil, but let me quickly request you, if you want to ask, unmute yourself, Kapil, if you want to ask your question. Kapil is not able to do it. Let's quickly from K, moving down to L, moving down M. We have Manisha Gupta. Manisha, could you please unmute yourself if you want to ask a question? Manisha Gupta, yes, Manisha, we are connected. Manisha, we are connected. Manisha,
Yes, yes.
I muted you by the time you said yes, Manisha. Please unmute yourself, Manisha, if you want to ask a question. Manisha, please unmute yourself. Yes. Quickly ask your question, Manisha. I think Manisha is having an issue in not able to get connected properly. So maybe perhaps you can quickly, if you can do that. We have Naseeb Kumar who may like to ask a question. Naseeb Kumar, could you please unmute yourself? Naseeb Kumar, could you please unmute yourself, Naseeb, if you want to ask a question? Naseeb Kumar, could you please unmute yourself if you want to ask a question? No, not able to do it. Let's from N, we are now moving to O, have crossed now P, R, no one, and trying to see if anyone else. S, we have almost crossed, almost, yeah, it's still running. Yes, trying to see if anyone else wants to ask. No, we are inching towards the closure because not able to. Yes, Naseeb Kumar, Naseeb, again, you are there. Please unmute yourself as quickly as you can. Naseeb Kumar, please unmute yourself. Not able to do it. I'm quickly now. Please don't raise the hand again. Pankaj Dubey, because you're not able to do it. This is for Pankaj Dubey. Pankaj Dubey, Pankaj, if you may like to ask a question, please unmute yourself. Pankaj Dubey. I'm sorry, Amitji, and also Richa, for keeping you on hold for this.
No worries.
Yeah. Mr. Santosh Kumar Kanodia. Santosh Kumar Kanodia, please unmute yourself, Santosh, if you may like to ask a question. Santosh Kumar Kanodia, could you please, yes, we are connected, Santosh. Santosh, we are connected. Please ask your question. Now we have been able to get connected, but not able to listen. This is for Trinath Mukku. Mr. Trinath Mukku, could you please unmute yourself? Trinath Mukku, could you please unmute yourself? No, not able to do. This is for Victoria Fageme. Victoria Victoria Fageme. Victoria Fageme, could you please unmute yourself? I believe Victoria is from Nigeria. She just had sent a message, wants to enroll her institution as a member of DELNET. Victoria, could you please unmute yourself? We would be happy to hear from you.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Victoria. Warm greetings from India and from DELNET. Pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. I have really enjoyed this section. It's an interesting one. But I have a question. Please, how can I become a member of DELNET? Because while I was registering, I was asked if I am a member or not. Of course, I said no, but I would like to become a member. That is one.
Sure, Victoria. Yeah.
Okay. I also want to know how this workshop can be applicable to libraries, because I'm actually writing a paper on waste management in libraries, and that was actually what endeared me. So I don't know if we could shed more light on how we can apply this particular workshop into library settings.
Sure, Victoria. Firstly, Victoria would like to tell you that we'll be very happy. Can you just tell us, Victoria, about your institution that you belong to from Nigeria?
I am from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. I lecture
So Victoria will be very, very happy, to send it across the details about DELNET membership to you. Firstly, that's number one. We are a library networking organization, connects a large number of more than 7,400 institutions that we have across India and also outside India. And we have no institution yet from Nigeria. So, we'll be very, very happy to have the university as a member. Number one. Number two, second question, which you
Thank
want to find it out. That's a very relevant question, that why we are holding this for our library professionals. The reason why, because as we all know, libraries have been the centers wherein we build up the collections, whether they are the physical collections, they're the digital collections. We already are being aware about the weeding out policies that we do for our library materials. So when we have the print collections, we do have weed out policies in place. We do the stock taking, and then we weed out the collections, the print material, for example, the books which are no longer in use. And yes, all of us are into the times now, because we have in our respective institutions, we all have been deliberating about it, a large number of equipments that we use. They may be the telecom equipment, they may be the IT equipments, that we have in place. So libraries should be the one, the professional should be the one who should advise to their institutions that how they can play an important role in managing and ensuring that we are doing this e-waste management in the proper specified way, as we have always been specialized in even doing that work in our own library environment. So as I said, for weeding out and all that. And that's the reason why we have done, so that it's not just simply the librarians. Yes, you become the centers of further propagating that message to your own administrations, to your own institutions, to the head of your institution, saying that we must really follow certain guidelines to dispose of this material, and you should be the ones who should lead those committees, to tell them that how it can be done. I'm requesting Amitji if he may like to say something more to it. Amit.
Thank
I want
you.
to say.
Hello?
Would you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, as I just want to add up that because see, when you are obviously in the library also, you have all the books like in reading in the digital form only. So and it's the e-waste, as we say, that we are more into the awareness also rather than the rules. It's the more awareness that will help in decreasing the use of generating e-waste also. It's not only the recycling, it's the generation of e-waste also. So when the young youth is taking it as a pledge that yes, we will generate less e-waste, as you told, that old people will be retaining that laptops, will be retaining that mobiles, but the young generation will be just throwing it out. So you just don't want it.
Yes, Richard. Richa, not able to hear you, but I believe Victoria, do you agree with our inputs?
Yes, yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, and looking forward to having the university as our member. And shortly, you are going to receive information, and we'll be really happy to have you on board. It's a pleasure. It's a
Thank
pleasure,
you.
and thank you so very
Thank you
much
so much.
for joining us. Yeah, thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much.
much. I
Thanks.
hope you'll be sharing the PPT with us.
Pardon,
Hello?
Victoria, I didn't get it. Hello, yeah, Victoria.
I,
Sorry.
yes, I hope you'll be sharing the workshop materials with us, the slides.
Okay, fine. Shortly, no, we have already requested Amitji to share the presentation file so that we in turn can share it. So we are also
Thank
going
you.
to do that. Thank you very much, Victoria.
Thank
Thank you once. Warm greetings. Thank you. We have Mr. Vikash Dhihani. Vikash, this is yet another attempt to quickly get connected with you. Vikash Dhihani. Vikash, I have unmuted you, requesting you unmute yourself and ask your question. Vikash Dhihani. Vikash, we are not able to get connected. This is for Suresh N. Mr. Suresh N, could you please quickly unmute yourself and ask the question? Mr. Suresh N. No, Suresh is not able to do I can see in the chat box number of requests for getting the presentation files. So that's for Mr. Amit to help us out in getting that, because we didn't get the presentation files, and otherwise also as a protocol, without having a confirmation and approval, we're not able to, because there are IPR issues in that. So so requesting Amitji, we are going to also share with you the list of our attendees definitely of this webinar. You can send across, and also for our records, we would be very happy if you can share the copy with us. That's kind of an attempt to sensitize as many as possible. So even those who are attending, it's not only for them. Also would like to tell you that all of you are going to receive the webinar recording link also by tomorrow. My colleague, Mr. Kushal Goswami, who technically coordinates these webinars from DELNET, will make it sure, I'm requesting him to make it sure that all of you receive also this webinar recording link, so that you in turn can play it, and wherever you are, you want to share the link with anyone else, you can do that. Also, I would just like to, before I forget, I just want to also inform you that whenever you receive any intimation about the webinars from DELNET, you are most welcome to forward that link to your own known colleagues, professionals. They can be anywhere across. It's not mandatory that we have to send across an email. They are most welcome. These are all professional programs, and our goal remains the same, to make the world more informative, and let's share our wisdom and knowledge with anyone and everyone, and let everyone be become a part of this. So you're most welcome. Whenever you receive any such intimations about the webinars from DELNET, even in your own institutions, across anywhere, you can share this information, and we'll be very, very happy. So this has been truly being a wonderful and a highly enriching afternoon. Thank you very much both to Amitji as well as to Richa for deliberating so wonderfully, and for creating a much of interest that we are able to see across in just a span of 1 hour. And that speaks volumes of the commitment that both our speakers, Mr. Amit Arora and Ms. Richa Vashishta, has done for this webinar. We are truly much grateful to Mr. Sunita Arora ji, the CEO of E-Waste Recyclers India, for giving DELNET an associative hand in organizing this webinar. Much appreciative of this. We are really much thankful to you, Amitji, for taking out time, out of your busy schedules, in being there and making it as indeed a very wonderfully deliberated webinar on a topic on which not many of our professional colleagues, as also been pointed it out by Victoria, that how we as a library professionals can do. Yes, we have to be the ones, because we are the ones who should be the epicenters of bringing in the newer thoughts also at the same time, as libraries are the places, repositories of bringing in the content and information. So this is also sensitizing our own institutions, sensitizing the decision makers at the same time, to be more sensitive on these things. And as being said, it's not just simply following certain rules and guidelines. It's not like because of the compulsions that you are doing it, but it should be that, yes, this is a practice which we should follow. And this is to make the world a more greener world, the world that everyone wants to see around, but we have to really contribute also. We can expect something to happen if we are contributing also. We should be a partner in that. We should be and that's very, very important. So it's really indeed has been a great pleasure for us in joining hands with E-Waste Recyclers India, and we really are confident that in the days to come, we are definitely going to have many more collaborative programs and projects together. So thank you very much, Amitji, on behalf of DELNET and behalf of all our attendees. We remain ever grateful to you for this, and we are much grateful to all our attendees here today. You have been really the most engaging audience, and that we always admire and appreciate the most genuine concerns of the professionals and being connected and asking the questions, which holds great significance for everyone. We remain truly appreciative of the presence, and always you motivate us, you inspire us to keep on doing these webinars and programs. Do come forward, let us know what are the topics, what are the subjects on which there is a greater need to bring in some new fresh thinking and thoughts, and we'll be very, very happy at DELNET to organize that. So once again, would like to thank our distinguished speakers, Mr. Amit Arora and Ms. Richa Vashishtha, for deliberating so wonderfully today, and also to EWRI for their collaboration. Much grateful. Would you like to say anything, Amitji, as we conclude this?
I want to give a special thanks to you, Sangeeta ji. You have taken so much pain regarding doing this webinar in a very professional and best manner, and you have selected a good topic. And the coming up topic is e-waste awareness is much required, because everybody directly in a day-to-day life using electronic gadgets, which has to be disposed in environment-friendly manners. It is very good initiative you have taken. And again, Sangeeta ji, it's a very helpful and very good topic, and very good webinar we have done today, and hope we do anything more we can do together in future also regarding awareness of e-waste. We are here always to support you. Thank you.
Thank you very much once again. Yeah, no, thank you, Amitji, and thank you, Richa. Richa, I'm sorry, I think we are not able to get connected with you right now. And as I was mentioning earlier, that the technology is the most highly disruptive and highly unpredictable, and we are able to see. But yes, we are towards the closure. But you have immensely contributed, Richa, also to today's webinar's deliberation. Remain much grateful. Do convey Amitji on our behalf to Mrs. Sunita Arora, and it has been really a great honor and pleasure for us in joining hands. So once again, we convey our sincere thanks and appreciation to each one of you for being there today and for deliberating on a topic which many of us were really looking forward to. And it has truly been made possible all because of the wonderful deliberations by our distinguished speakers, Mr. Amit Arora and Richa Vashishtha. We really look forward. If you have any questions and in any time, we are also would be sharing, as I said earlier, the list of attendees with Mr. Amit Arora ji, and requesting them to send across, and tell them about how you can offer a kind of, helping hand to the institutions. And don't forget to enclose, as an enclosure, the presentation file, because I could see in the chat box, I think large number of attendees, they really desire to do that. So once again, we express our sincere thanks to each one of you for making this afternoon a very lively, highly enriching, and highly informative afternoon. We really look forward to having many more deliberations with each one of you. Just a quick thing, at sharp 5 o'clock, you are going to receive the certificate of participation, the digital certificates, the e-certificates of participation at your registered email IDs, which will carry the logos of both the organizations, DELNET and EWRI. And that's being given collaboratively by both the institutions as a token of our warm appreciation, not only for participation. You have been the most active, the most engaging ones, and you have really provided us how we are able to deliberate. It all depends how are the attendees who are there. So you have really driven us the way that we have been able to conduct, for which we remain ever grateful to you. We really look forward to having you back again in the future webinars of DELNET. Thank you so very much for being there. My very special appreciation to my own colleague, Mr. Kushal Giri Goswami, and also the other supporting colleagues, including Mrs. Ranjana and also Mr. Nitesh, for helping out and sending across the invites to our professional colleagues. So with this, we close this today's webinar with the very wonderful memories of, cherishable memories of doing this webinar on a topic which really all of us must really work for this, and also sensitize others to think about adopting the best practices for e-waste management. Thank you very much for being there. Stay happy, stay blessed, do stay informed, and do stay connected. It has been a wonderful pleasure. We really look forward to having you back again in the future webinars. Thank you very much. Thank you, one and all. Thank you. God bless each one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.